Okay, this is my first YouTube video from my tiny garage. So basically I'm restoring a 1965 Sunbeam Alpine. It's a Series 4A. And I just thought I would try and document repairing the sills. So I acquired these panels, which are really nice, and I've just put a zinc primer on them because I wasn't sure how quickly I was going to get onto this job. As you might be able to see, well, it's very dark. I've already cut out one part of the wing section and it is very rotten. There's dodgy repairs. There's about 3 different layers of steel here, and you may not be able to see it, but there's also some galvanized steel in there which doesn't really belong. So I'm concerned as to what's under the sills. I also don't think they're original because of the way they've been welded on. You can see it's not overlapping, it's tacked on at the edge. So I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to cut this section off here as well. But the first job I need to do is I need to brace between the 2 top sections of the door to make sure it doesn't move. I already got concerns because there's a 5mm difference on the other side. So I'm going to tack that on, get that welded, and then probably carry on tomorrow. Okay, so I've welded the brace on. So this shouldn't shift if there is any structural weakness below. I don't know if you can see, but none of this looks normal. This should be curved around over the top. This has just been welded on the side, and there's clearly some filler all along here. So I might just have to buy some new sills as well. And just for reference, so this is the replacement panel, as you can see. Now I thought it was massive and I was only going to replace the small portion on the bottom, but I'm glad I cut it out to reveal how bad it truly is in here. There's bodged repairs here. So there's 1, 2, 3 layers of steel. I guess the existing one, original, was gone. There's also a piece of galvanized in there, so that clearly isn't standard. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it's like under here. Okay, this is my second day. I've got a day off today. Today I'm gonna take off the sill. I'm gonna have to get the grinder out and clean all this up, just to work out where I can cut this sill off. And I'm gonna just give it a good clean under here as well. I see there's a panel welded in there, so I'm gonna strip all that back. It's gonna be quite messy. So yeah, and I'm going to keep tally of the time just to give an idea of how long all this takes. Obviously you need to factor in cups of tea. Okay, so I'm going for this twisted wire brush on the grinder. It's a bit more aggressive. It's pretty decent for this, but wearing a mask obviously, and I'll go for a face visor in this circumstance for this, because you do get a bit flying up. Okay, so looking at this, there's a few welds here. It's not quite right, it's not quite right. So I'll just chop through them, and underneath as well. So it's just tacked on in places. A big problem with these is there's no drainage holes, so if these do fill up, well, they'll rot. But what I think maybe, because it's been welded so badly, the water might have been able to freely drain. So we will see. We'll start cutting that off.
have a look. Tell you what, that's not so bad. Rotten underneath. Okay, good. I think what I need to do is just clean this up. I think that's probably the original sill there that was welded on. All in all, it could be worse. I think clean it up, get some rust converter on it, and then work out what to do for repairs. I've marked out the rear section, and that's where it would fit, but I've dropped it down a bit to give myself a bit of wiggle room. One thing I'm using is these Dremel speed clip on the thin metal, because it cuts really well and it's much easier to control than an angle grinder, so I'm going to stick with that. As you can see from all the dust, there was lots of filler in here. But again, this isn't too bad. I know it looks bad, but I think I'm just going to spend the next couple of hours just getting it cleaned up, get some rust converter on there, and then start looking at fabricating some sections. So I probably won't video myself just disking off loads of rust, but yeah, I'll start back videoing once I've got some panels to make. Okay, I've cleaned it all up generally. I've got some rust treatment on there now. I've sprayed it all in. I'm just going to leave it to work its magic for a good few hours. And then I missed a bit there. I'm going to go, and now I'm going to clean up and get on with phase 2, making some panels.